that winter. I had to close down this school 3 times because I was worried about those school buses. I remember saying to my assistant principal, can you imagine what a nightmare it'd be if some of those school buses broke down? No. Sure seemed like a nightmare until you really lived through a nightmare. You know, it still keeps me up at night trying to figure out how all those people said that they could be there for each other, and then when something bad happens, they aren't there, you know? You start to look back at everything that everybody ever said and wonder if it ever was real. I want my word to mean something, so now I say I love you. And my kids, my wife, you know, they can count on me. Men around here, we don't say that. My father never said it to me, and I never said it to my boys, but things like this, when they happen, just change in ways, I guess, that you never could have even imagined. And now I can look back on my life and know what my words meant. And my boys, they can learn from that, and maybe even the students here too, despite how all their parents acted. And I'll tell you, I felt so guilty for so long for closing the school that day. I mean, if I had not closed the school that day, that boy, he might have still been in school. You know, we failed him. We failed each other. So, you know, now, since that winter, I don't say nightmare about little things anymore. Now I just say things like, you know, if that school bus breaks down, wouldn't that just be too bad? Oh, are you recording this? Because honestly, I don't know what or how much I really feel comfortable saying. Because I did hear everything that winter, because this diner became kind of like the town hall. If we even had a town hall. One of my regulars once told me that I had a kind face. I don't really know what the difference is between a mean face and a kind face, because that winter I saw a lot of nice people with a lot of mean faces. You know, you can't take all those angry things back, all those hurtful things back, because a thing like this can either pull a town together or could just show the ways that we were already divided, and the wounds run real deep. You know, they go back much further than all this, but this just kind of showed them, you know? And I don't know if this town, if it ever will recover, really. I mean, sure, he had drinks occasionally, like sometimes, like we all have drinks, like at Christmas time and whatnot, but, that doesn't make him a criminal. And meanwhile, people are saying that she was off seeing her boyfriend. It turned out she left early to see her mother and didn't even know that school was canceled. But those poor parents, they got blamed. People wouldn't buy things at their hardware store no more, and they jumped right over the time it takes to figure out any of the real facts. It got to be so much sometimes you even barely remembered about that boy. Now, when you don't understand something, you just make up an answer. And sometimes that answer is just blaming someone else. And now everybody's obsessed with the true crime. But back then, this wasn't entertainment. I don't think that anyone needs to read a book about this. So I'd rather not say anything at all, if it's all the same to you. Few winters before that winter, one of my hunting dogs had fallen through the ice on the lake, and it wasn't until the spring that we found that hunting dog. It's things that you care about, they can be here, and then just as quick they can be gone. But my great whatever, I don't know, whatever grandparents, I don't know, they moved to this area, and we haven't left since. So some of the trails in the woods and whatnot, my family, we made them trails. I practically was born knowing where to catch the best fish and where to hunt the best ducks. And as a kid, I remember my cousins, we'd come up from the big city, and our games of hide and go seek, they were kind of one-sided. Because wherever they hid, I could find them. So I guess when that Tanner boy disappeared from his yard, it was making sense to people to call me to lead the search party. I mean, no one ever called me before. No one's ever called me since then. But now that they needed something, I guess I was important somehow. I don't know. Made me feel good for a minute. But I mean, first we hoped he was just playing hide and go seek, but sometimes it's like with that hunting dog of mine. You know, you just have to wait for everything to thaw out before you can see it clearly. Life's too short to talk about sad things, so get the hell off my property! I am sorry, I am going to have to reiterate what you said when you called. The church does not allow me to speak about any past investigations or about any priest who used to work at this parish. I am sorry, I'm truly sorry. I really don't like to do this, but I am going to have to ask you to leave. You are welcome to contact the Archdiocese and their lawyers, but I can only tell you what they've told me to relay. The church has no comment about the Tanner case, other than to say that we pray for his family. Oh, well, you know, if I tell you that your carburetor is going to be such and such amount to get fixed, then you better believe that anybody in this town has got to trust you. You know, that I'm not going to try to gouge you, because you can ask anybody on that, because I'm honest. And so, honestly, it's just, first of all, I mean, no one should be punching nobody, period. It ain't your right to lash out at another person who don't deserve it. But with his son missing, and at that point, everyone was still holding out hope, and I mean, hope, it doesn't got to make sense, you know? But the thing about hope is that once it leaves, it doesn't seem to want to come back too quick. And, but that sermon about forgiveness, I don't know, talked about it in the diner about what Father Roy was trying to say about forgiveness. We talked about it, and then all of us, we stopped talking. People in this town, they seem like family. And then you just got to walk away from them forever and write them out of your lives because of how that they were acting. But you know, the minute that Mr. Tanner punched Father Roy, that was the end of everything that we believed in. We were all together for a long, long time. And we've never been together since. So me, I don't know. I just rolled myself under the cars here, and I never did the neighborly thing again. I mean, I couldn't pretend unseen what I had seen about the way that people acted to each other that winter. I couldn't pretend to make smiles at them in the grocery store no more. I was sad. I was sad to see Father Roy have to get transferred. I was sad to see the Tanners leave town. I was more than sad about that boy. I was just so sad. And then finally, you know, all the snow got thawed and all the winter passed. But some things never get thawed. You know, of course, by the time that second boy disappeared 2 towns over, it was too late for us. I mean, our whole community was already in shambles. And we already couldn't go back. And when they arrested that dentist, I mean, hell, we never even heard of him. One thing happens, and that's it. Someone can just destroy something about you that you never thought could never be broken. Must have never been that strong to begin with. You know, I can take a car apart, any car, and I can put it back together. But damn if I could do that with any of our lives.